Plums, the most delicious fruit. I love plums. There are different colors of plums. I have one here that's rather blue, and I have one here that's rather reddish. They also come in yellow and green and black and a pinkish red color. They are related to the cherries and the apricots and the peaches because of this groove that goes down the side. And inside they each have a single pit, they call them, for their seed. Now you see this whitish color that's on here? It's called the gray coat. That is okay for plums, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of their skin. Now there cannot be anything easier to eat. All you do is rinse this off, and then you cut it in half, or not. You could eat it whole just like it is. Sometimes it might squirt on you though, and then eat it. So we're going to cut this one in half. And I always like to follow the groove for some reason. I don't know why. And then I go back around. Most of them have a reddish juice inside, and as you can see, there's the yellow meat with the red tinge. Here is the seed. It's a single stone, they call them, because they look like little rocks, and they just come out very easily if they're done, if they're ripe. And so you can just cut this and you can eat this. You can add it to salads. Oh, this one smells so good. There's nothing like the smell of plums. Okay, so now you have your slices. You do not need to peel them. Just wash them, and then you can eat them. You can add them also into barbecue sauces, and you can also put them into stir fry. And they're very popular in the Middle East. And the way I cheat when I make my barbecue sauce with plums, I buy my favorite jarred barbecue sauce. I heat it up until it's, like bubbling a bit. And then I just dump they're sliced really thinly. You'll see all the pieces are very thin, and I just dump it in. Okay, now a dried plum is a prune. And I want to show you what the difference is. Now, a plum is high in vitamin C, but a prune is not. It's high in vitamin A and iron. I'm just going to take one out so you can see how they really are plums. And these have been pitted. Some come with the pits in, but because it has been pitted, you have to be careful about eating it so you don't run into one with your teeth. But they are so sweet. They are very full of antioxidants, and they're very portable. You can just put these in for the lunches. The other thing is they've started putting them in wrapping them into little pieces of cellophane and selling them in little boxes so you can eat one at a time. These are sweeter. Prunes are sweeter than plums are sweet. And the main reason is because the skin on a plum is a little tart, so it makes a sweet and sour taste. Now, the other fruits, the other colors, can have the meat a little different color. But the main way you want to test them when you are picking them out is to pick one up and kind of feel like it's heavy for its size because of the water inside. And then you can feel to be sure it's not like a rock, not hard rock hard, I guess, or too squishy, kind of just right. And if they are a little unripe, you can keep them on the counter in a brown paper bag, and it'll ripen. If it needs to ripen faster, put an apple in, it'll help it ripen. But once they're ripe, you can keep them in the refrigerator for about 3 to 5 days. Okay, so now the prunes come dried in a bag, and they're usually in some kind of plastic container. And in the summertime, these need to be refrigerated, but the rest of the time they can just stay on the counter or in the pantry. Prunes also come as a juice, and that's the way most people think of prunes, and the iron that's in the juice is a little higher than in the fruit. And then there's plum juice. And this, I wanted to show you how beautiful this is. This is kind of like a really pretty color. And they have fiber in them also. But isn't that gorgeous? That makes a great drink. It also can be added to making punches out of it. And the plum juice comes in containers with other fruits at times. So be sure and read the labels on all the fruit juices because they combine the different fruits together to make different flavors. And you can too at home. Okay, now you can also get the baby food. That is prunes. And one of the reasons why you want to use that is it makes a great. There's the prunes inside. I'll open this one up and let you see it. The prune puree, this is called, can be eaten as a baby food, but you can also whip up some whipping cream, just whip it, or buy Cool Whip or something, and then you just mix this in there. It is one of the best desserts that you can make, little no cost and no cooking. My mother used to make that a lot for us. This is the prune puree, and you can do it yourself. The way you can do that is you take the prunes and you can pour boiling water over and let them set for 24 hours, or you can steam them. Just put them in a steamer in the colander and steam it for about 30 minutes. Or you can put cold water on the prunes, stick them in the refrigerator, and then just kind of use them as you need them and use them as they are, as they get the way you want them to be. The really interesting thing about prunes when they are pureed is that they can be a replacement for fat in baking recipes. So, you know, you could be making your muffins, and instead of adding the oil to it, you could add the puree. Either you've made it with the prunes steamed, or you've bought the baby food. And the baby food is a really fast way to buy that. Now, when you're mixing the prunes and you want to cook them in the barbecue sauce, you're probably going to have to mash them or put them in a food mill of some kind, food processor, some way to get them mashed up. But they add a sweetness to it. And in the Asian aisle of cooking, they have the plum sauce, which is very popular with some of the Asian cooking in the ethnic section of your food store. But they are made out of plums also. And some of the sauces that are barbecue, they have the plums in them, and so you want to add those to your list because it adds a nice flavor. You can also just put this in and bake it with meat or other things that you're baking in the oven or roasting, because it adds a nice little touch of flavor, and it also makes them very soft to eat. So I'd like to thank you for being with me today. The prune juice is great. Plum juice is beautiful. Dried prunes are very healthy, very portable. The prune puree from the baby food section is very useful. When the baby food's on sale, buy the prunes. And then the slices are just delicious. So go to my website. I have some little toppings, and I also have the prune whip recipe there for you. And I will see you next time.